Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Like a phoenix from the ashes, why do I want to sound like Bane here? You know? I have never experienced the flu bug. I haven't. I was trying to rack my brain. Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show.
I watched the death reel on the Oscars last night, and when you weren't in it, I said, he's probably coming to work tomorrow. Hope. Yeah.
And just since you jumped ahead and talked about that, I have to say, in my humble opinion, was it 2016 where everybody died?
Yeah.
Was it 2016?
I think it was 2016.
Because, 2018, 19, pretty darn good based on the Hollywood death reel.
Yeah, there was a lot of agents.
Penny Marshall, not a good year for Penny Marshall, obviously.
A lot of agents were mentioned.
A lot of agents, a lot of publicists, a lot of PR people, but by and large, not that. 2016 was the year of death.
I think it's
horrible.
in the bylaws of Hollywood that the talent dies on leap years.
Oh, is that how it works? Okay. It's in the contract.
The bylaws of Hollywood, the way that works. But truly...
They actually missed out on the biggest Hollywood death, if you look at far as importance, is Stanley Donen died on Saturday.
Who?
Stanley Donen, who directed Singin' in the Rain, one of the greatest movies of all time, and worked through the MGM era and Charade and a lot of... But Mike, you have to look. If you look at Hollywood history,
just say I'm recovering from an illness, so I'm going to ask you to be a little less you. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you, Stanley Donen. Nobody gives a rat's ass because he does. People don't care about directors, Rob. They don't.
But he
don't care about directors.
Unless the last names are Cameron or Lucas.
He did.
Or Scorsese.
Yes,
he was huge, and I bet the Academy is going to get some grief for not including him. I say, shut up.
So huge, they missed out.
He wasn't huge, and you show off when you do that because you got that encyclopedic knowledge of movie.
If you go to any list, what is the greatest musical ever made in the history of Hollywood?
Okay. Hairspray.
I'm look. I'm
all right,
back.
we're not doing this. I'm sorry, Mike. I apologize and I withdraw my remark. I'm glad he's dead.
I'm back. No. See, but I mean, it's just Singin' in the Rain is. It's 1,000 years ago, and it's a different style of entertainment. But and still, I'm sure it had value back in the day, but I mean, it died in the 70s after That's Entertainment. That's when that
didn't kill it. That actually re-elevated it.
Okay, all right.
How many trench coats? And
I know you don't have it. And here's the thing: you pretend to be thoughtful, but you're not being thoughtful to me right now.
Oh, he's hurting you.
You're getting me. You're hurting me. You're hurting me right now because now I have to spin my way out of this crap fest.
No, all I was saying, I was agreeing with you that they somehow it was a less than stellar in memoriam segment.
No, you really weren't.
They missed
you
out
were
big
really
time,
using my idea of it being a light death year to go into your show-offy thing where you said Stanley Donen was the director of Singin' in the Rain and they ignored him. Nobody's going to give that. There won't be one article about that.
I bet there'll be one article.
No one cares, Rob.
Okay, I apologize then.
No one cares, but it's. I was going to say it's great to be back, but he hurt me right away.
No, I didn't hurt you. I never hurt you.
Let's bring in another guy that
a man who might be in more pain than you.
Man, I didn't realize until I said hello to him. A very, very well-known listener, not outside of the fan club and places like that, but a guy that has supported our show and might not be a household name for members of the listening community, but somebody who is well-known among the passionate show supporters, and his name is Dirk Vastrick, and he's a Hall of Famer, a TMOS fan from way back, and a guy that's been very into the show and promoted the show and done good things for us, and we really, really appreciate. Well, he pointed out to me he's not sure what the good things were, a gift for my kid or something a long time ago, but then he I don't know, he's got this persona because when I talk to him, he always says, "Hi, Carla," and there's always this.
I'm not
he's
married.
Created. You are married.
Yeah.
He has been. He's kind of created for himself this image that we have assisted him with.
Right.
That he is waiting in the wings for Carla that he's in love with my wife.
Yeah.
And it's funny, and we've done shtick. His name is Dirk Vastrick, and he gets to come into the studio because he's got special privileges. Excuse me. And special privileges to sit in. Now, with that said, I'd like to say a few words about this.
Okay.
This is a very high honor, and it's very rarely bestowed. So please, when you send me just I'm going to be in town, this is not a tourist stop.
No.
We're feeding our families here.
You can come see Podcast Village, but not Mike.
So Dirk got the okay to come in. We don't have room for a studio audience, and so we don't do that.
No.
Someday maybe that'll change, and we'll do the show with 10, 12 people every day.
I put the bleachers up,
They can watch from downstairs.
There's a room down there.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yes.
All right. But Dirk is here. Hi, Dirk. Welcome all the way from the state of Washington. Out west, they'd say. How are you, Dirk?
Well, imagine meeting you here, Mike.
Imagine meeting me here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. As far as in the studio?
Yes. I mean, how often do I get to see Michael, Sean, Patrick, O'Mara, and then be sitting in your studio and talking to you live?
Oh, he's excited.
It's great to have that. Yeah, that's wonderful. And I know you might be saying, did I give Dirk flu strain A by listening to him? No, Jimmy Cerrito gave him the Irish flu over the weekend.
Oh.
And where were you last night, Dirk?
Yeah, last night.
Last night was Martin's Tavern.
Oh, damn.
All right, so was last night any kind of conclave with listeners of the show, or were you on your own last night?
Nope, I was on my own, and I was on my own at Peking Gourmet for lunch yesterday.
Oh, wow, you hit all the hot spots.
Man, oh man, boy!
Look,
I'm sure you're feeling good.
I would have hung out with you.
Feeling good today. Wow. Oscar took me to Martin's Tavern. By the way, that's where I believe JFK proposed to Jackie O. Right?
That's so, Mike. That is so.
And you posted. I saw you posted a picture of what looked like a pretty formidable little entree for dinner as well, which was a crab lobster risotto dish that they made for you there.
That's exactly what it was, and it was
fabulous. Was that as delicious as it looked on with your picture?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, especially with the William LaRue Weller that I was drinking with it.
All right, that's the TMOS Elite Whiskey Society right there.
Nice.
He's showing off too now. Everybody's what?
Just for fun,
what do you want?
Would you ask him if he's sad that as Sam Elliott, he's sad he lost the Oscar last night? Because if we did not introduce him as Dirk, he sounds like Sam Elliott. He really does this morning.
Yeah, you sound like you're, I think the Sam Elliott. So you've had a pretty intense party weekend, Dirk?
I've had an intense party weekend, but I caught the cold as soon as I got off the airplane up in Baltimore.
Oh, hey guys, Rob.
That's terrific.
Did you know that, Rob?
No, it's first it's come up.
Do me a favor.
Have fun,
Rob. When you deal with our wonderful listeners,
Oscar, you're not going to put this on me, jackass.
I did not coordinate, but I would say if you have the flu, let me do this. If you have the flu or get the cold, stay the hell out of here.
Yeah, I put this on the listener. I would see it would be a volunteer information.
I shook your hand earlier, Dirk. Give me a fist bump.
It was last Tuesday. I'm well beyond being contagious.
As everyone always says.
That's a lie.
That's what the rat said right before the Black Plague. I'm fine.
Let me ask you this, Dirk.
I can't see Dirk right now. You guys give me an assessment. What do you think?
Sweating.
You think he is? Is he contagious?
He's got the shakes. He's sweating.
That could be from the alcohol as well. He's also traveled with hardware, as we see.
Yeah. He has.
What do we have there? What is that?
That's his Hall of Fame trophy.
Oh, that's wonderful. He traveled with it. That's too
Of course I did.
Let me see that.
That is things that I would never do.
Yeah, he won the year that the topper was a hockey player. I like that.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's the Mike O'Mara Show Hall of Fame trophy. Do we have different trophies every year? Is that what we have?
Yeah, we have a different topper every year.
Sport.
That's good. That's
and I'm glad now that I'm thinking about it, I'm glad we're all touching the trophy.
Oh, God damn it.
I'm not even there.
No, you keep it. I'm fine.
I'm not even there.
Well,
Dirk,
I polished it last night. So
yeah, I bet you did.
You polished it last night. Dirk, is there anything else you'd like to share with our listening audience before we permanently turn off your microphone for the rest of the show?
Well, I did bring Gift Corner with me.
Okay, let's get that out of the way. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. By the way,
take everything back.
For those of you that might not know, that don't follow me on social media, I was out on Thursday and Friday after coming back from a 7-day break, and which pretty much I don't think if Oscar and Rob had known that I was going to take the entire month of February off, they would have been happy about it. But that's the way it goes. So Dirk has given. I'm back. I had the flu. I was diagnosed with the flu on Saturday. On Thursday.
I got a bottle of Jack Daniels, the cartoon-sized one from Dirk Vastrick.
Look at that. That's
much.
Awesome.
Yummy, my tummy.
There you go. Very nice. Very nice.
Mike, for you, I've got Jameson Blender's Dog.
I'll take that for Mike. He's never going to get that. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
It's lovely, no?
Yeah, lots of sweaty hands.
That is really.
And Maddie.
Can you say bacteria?
For you, I have an aged 10-year-old Bacardi.
Maddie, got a
look
gift.
at that.
Who said she could have gifts?
Give the gift of alcohol.
It's Grand Reserva Viral Rum. It's very delicious.
Only I got
Viral rum. Yum, tasty rum.
Hendrix.
Look.
I'll let you stare at it, Maddie.
I'll tell you, this is...
Pony's Gin. That's Griffin's, right? What is it?
Hendrix.
Hendrix. I'm
Like
sorry.
a
88
racing
proof and 101 temperature. So this is good for Pony.
It looks like an elixir.
I already gave Rob a 6-pack of Bud because
Thank you.
he had mentioned that on the show.
Love
but
me
I've
my
also
domestic
got his
brew.
Crown Royal
Hey,
Black.
beautiful. Look at this.
I don't know.
Hey, Rob, I saw a commercial for it last night. Have you tried the new? They had an ad for it.
The copper barrel.
The copper. Have you tried that?
It's very, very good. There's two things about it I love. It's in the old-fashioned squatty bottles.
Yeah.
That I think are really kind of cool to drink from. But it's got a really good round flavor. More of a roasted
like
flavor.
a basketball.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Tastes like a basketball.
A lot better than regular Bud.
Yeah, it is. It's a more complex flavor. But I don't. You see, but I don't want to discount my Budweiser. I like my Budweiser too. So.
Okay, very good. And you got Crown from Dirk. Very nice,
Dirk Black.
Dirk.
Thank you, Dirk.
Woo! Thank you for all the wonderful gifts.
welcome
That's very
anytime.
kind of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, fever, no fever,
That's
no
right.
problem.
And keep in mind, we're
Do you
convenient
want to lie
Simply
down, or do you
Hospital.
want to spend the rest of the time in the studio?
Oh, hey, I'm up for this.
You're here for this?
Absolutely.
Now, can I ask him a follow-up question? I'm sorry.
Can we get a mask for Dirk? Can we get a surgical mask for Dirk?
Yes, there's a CVS across the street. I mean, I don't see why not. I think because these are
It's your call, Oscar.
and our money
It's
makers.
totally your call.
And our money makers. Hello.
They made me wear my first one ever in a doctor's
I
office
saw
on
that.
Thursday.
The last time I saw a mask on a person was in an airport, and I was like, "Oh
that was the
infirmed.
peak.
Did you
you got me? That picture was the peak, absolute peak.
Did you think
Yes.
of perhaps drawing a mustache and goatee on the mask so people would recognize you?
No, there was no comedy in my blood. There was nothing but just like bitchiness and surliness and pushing my wife away. When I was in there, so we got there. Well, I'll tell the story.
In the body. Can I have a follow-up for Dirk so we can button him up and then he can
go
sit
ahead.
there and
follow
sweat
up with
quietly.
Dirk, and then we can maybe
Okay.
get things rolling. Yes,
Now,
go ahead.
Dirk, I saw a bunch of photographic evidence from your soiree at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern.
Yes.
And it's nice to know that we have such a loving audience, and they clearly have great feelings about you and your presence. The one thing I noticed, outside of you having a great time, and Lena Gilmore from the It's Academic and our representative for the District of Columbia for the TMOS fan club showing you a great time.
Remember, she was
Yes.
not a competitor; she was a cheerleader.
Thank
at
you
It's
for
Academic,
clarifying that.
and she
Appreciate
loves when we
that.
bring that
yes.
up.
So, is that I saw one young man that we haven't seen darken these halls in months, and his name's Diego Garcia.
What?
Yeah.
How could he make time for you at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern? But
I missed this.
He can't swing through and see his buddies, Matt and Maddie and Oscar and Rob and Santos and everybody else. What intel did you find out? Because I know you like asking questions. That's what I love about Dirk. He asks questions. What do you know that we don't
It's
know?
inquisitive.
Well, he spent so much time at the hotel, but he came by at 11:15 because he knew he was getting off at 11.
Party time,
Yeah.
right? What time did
Absolutely.
he go home?
About the same time I did when Jimmy escorted me back about 12:15 to my hotel room.
Was it really only 12:15?
Yeah, I wasn't there very long. I
I've
actually didn't
done-
drink that much.
Why
I've
did
done,
Jimmy escort you back?
Well,
He's a gentleman.
I wanted to ride in the car.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's
I
very
know.
nice.
Come on, Dirk. I know you because you drank enough where he had to escort you.
Yeah, we've all been there, Dirk.
I do lift all the time here.
Oh yeah. So then he goes.
That's
Did
all I've been
Jimmy
doing.
drive you back or not, though?
Yeah, but Jimmy drove me back.
Okay. So
Oh, that's wonderful.
why didn't
How many
you-
stars did you give him?
5 for conversation, 3 for driving.
Okay. I have a question. Hey, do you guys have any more? Because I'll let it go.
Please.
Because I'm not there. And I've dealt with my own stuff down here. And we'll get to the whole thing about how I felt not coming in. It's just not in, I do the show from 6 steps from my marital bed. But do you any, before we let Dirk go, do you have any other questions about the illness and just before we continue? Because look, if I was in there, it would be top of mind.
Okay, so
because he made a comment that he got it on the airplane, and then he said something like, "I've had it since last Tuesday." I heard that, and it jumped out at me.
We get to see him in living color here,
right?
And I can't speak for Rob, but I'll say this: that in my opinion, Dirk is more hungover than he is sick. And when somebody couches, because when I walked in, I said, "Is that?" I don't remember rolling in that statue into Podcast Village this weekend. Oh no, that's Dirk Vastrick. He looks like he's about to pass out. I saw him. I said,
"So you think it's more hungover than illness?"
Yeah, and as a raging alcoholic, which I am, no, you don't want anybody to know that it's Monday morning and you're hungover. Like that's what you don't want people to know. So you'll say, "Oh, I've been battling a cold," not realizing that that's the one thing outside of someone that's hungover with no personality walking in here we want. Like he doubled down.
I concur with Oscar, but with an addendum.
Yes.
Does anybody have any hand sanitizer?
Rob, you're a little worried. Are you not?
Yeah. I mean, I did not. I thought this. We've swapped emails. We confirmed. We made sure everything was okay. I thought maybe this could have come up. Maybe it's on me for asking, but you don't go up to somebody and just say, "Hey, are you sick?
Are you H1 or H2?"
Yeah, you don't ask that. So
Dirk, when did you feel like you were? I'll go backwards. What time did you wrap things up at Martin's Tavern last night?
Great question.
The Oscars were still on.
So that's okay. Because the
Oscars were... Could be 11:20.
No, it's prior to 11:15. That's prior to 11:15. That's okay.
When did you get to Martin's Tavern?
About 7:30.
Oh, it's 4 hours, 3 hours.
Hey, Oscar, you and I have done that standing on our heads. Yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna give him a pass.
That's drinking and eating, not just eating.
Yeah. This is true. Is true. All right. If you were going to give him a grade on a scale of 1 to 10 for the hangover and 1 to 10 on the potentially contagious illness that he's brought into the studio,
great questions.
What would you say?
Bob, I'll go first.
I'll give him the what I used to say on my CB radio: 10 and 4.
So a 10 on the hangover scare,
he's feeling
and
that
4 on the illness.
He's depleted. Yes.
He's depleted. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Dirk, you know what? After that, did you expect that you'd get an inquisition when you came in here today?
No.
Can I weigh in?
Okay.
So you have a 3-piece suit on, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So look, you can't give a guy a 10 if he has a 3-piece suit on. You give him a 9.
No.
I don't know. Hold it. Ask him, was he wearing it last night, too?
I'm sorry, I do have to ask that question now.
And the answer is no.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Very
all
good.
right. We
Very,
have no
very
evidence
good.
to confirm that, but that's fine. So then, as far as as far as a hangover, I'm going to give you the 9 because nobody just walks in a 3-piece suit. Now, your voice screams of hungover. So now I'm going to give you a 7 on that Richter scale for sick and hungover. So you're sick and hungover. The differential is this, Mike. If he was sick when he got here, and I just put this together, and he started drinking heavily like he did all weekend, that odds of him still being sick are high.
Yeah.
Get this man a mask ASAP.
And hand sanitizer for the hose.
Other than that, Dirk, welcome to the studio. I hope you enjoyed the opening segment.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much. Hi, Carla. That's great. That's TD, ladies and gentlemen. TD Vastrick.
TD?
Typhoid Dirk Vastrick.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Well, I didn't think you had it in you.
Stop.
I'm your huckleberry.
Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked over your grave. I was just messing about. I wasn't. Well, then come on, Lunger. Anyway, I'm sorry. I know it by heart, but I just thought I'd just demonstrate that. You can play the radio.
I love it.
Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked over your grave.
Stop. Pause it. I'll do the whole thing. Fight's not with you, Holiday. All right, good. You know, I'm sorry. I know I'm messing up the show, but I'm still a little depleted. Let me see if I've got the thing. All right. Well, I'm your Huckleberry.
Ooh.
Fight's not with you, Holiday. Why, Johnny Ring. I'll start again.
All right.
Here we go. I'm your Huckleberry. Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked over your grave. Fight's not with you, Holiday. Well, I'm sorry. I'm so sick still. All right, go ahead. Play the whole thing. I'll stop.
Do you want it from the front?
Yes.
All right, we'll play it from the front then. Okay, here we go.
You know what? Here's the way we're going to do it.
Okay.
I screwed up
Here's
the show.
what we're going to do.
Might as well. This is what we're going to do.
Here's what we're going to do.
You play it and then stop each line. Stop each line, and I'll give you the next line.
All right.
Okay?
Oh, so it's a game.
Yes.
Okay, very good. And we'll begin in 3, 2, 1.
Well, I didn't think you had it in you.
Pause. I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked over your grave.
Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked over your grave.
Fight's not with you, Holiday.
Fight's not with you, Holiday.
I forgot the next one.
Go ahead,
play it.
I beg to differ, sir. We started a game we never got to finish. Play for blood, remember?
All right, stop,
I was
pause.
just fooling.
Oh, come on, Rob. All right, forget it. Play the whole thing. That's all right.
I wasn't. And this time,
It's legal.
it's legal.
Shows him his badge.
All right, Lunger. Let's do it. Say when.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
You're no Daisy. You're no Daisy at all. Poor soul. He was just too high-strung.
All right, now you can stop it. I have to say something to our listening audience. That may have been, in my incredible 40-year career in broadcasting, the most unprofessional, self-indulgent, crappy segment that I have ever contributed to. I am coming off flu strain A. My sincere apologies. Rob, you can start the opening of the show again. I'm very sorry.
I'm afraid the strain was more than he could bear.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
Don't you know why I chose this song, Mike?
Why is that?
It's Holiday.
Holiday for Doc Holiday. That's
Yes,
wonderful.
of
We are live from the Podcast Village studios in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. The Mike O'Mara Show, or TMOS to our friends, is a worldwide podcast and radio show with a family of listeners who are unrivaled in their love and support for their program, even after that opening segment, which I completely destroyed.
I thought it was
I'm
fine.
very, very sorry. From all the wonderful cities we broadcast to, the Mike O'Mara Show is on now, and brought to you by Cornerstone First Financial. Attention, Californians, what are you doing? We are proud to announce that Cornerstone First Financial, wow, they are just growing. They are now licensed in California. Yay! Right now, mortgage rates are low, home values are up, so it behooves you to act immediately to purchase or refi. The folks at Cornerstone First Financial will make sure the entire process is a breeze. They are the best. Even better, they are friends of the Mike O'Mara Show. So when they found out you love TMOS, when they find that out, they're going to love you too. They're going to treat you like old friends. Cornerstone First Financial has got you covered and will get you the lowest rate guaranteed. Call Cornerstone First Financial to check your credit and pre-qualify. Let them take care of you. You can refinance rather, and skip your payment for the next month. Licensed in Maryland, Virginia, D.C., Georgia, Florida, Colorado, and now California. Click their banner on our website, visit cornerstonefirst.com, or call them at 866-625-1221. Cornerstone First Financial, personal attention from application to closing. clean that up in post. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I just get excited. I know. I read a great criticism of me personally on the show that when I jump in because I know lines, it's completely obnoxious. I agree with it. I sent the person back a response. I said, you're totally right about that. It's just like when I criticize Rob for saying that thing about the director because he knows it. You're showing off.
But it's the OCD nature that kind of makes us fit for our jobs. I mean, when you have it in your head, you got to spit it out.
It's terrible, though.
And you know what? That's half on me because when we last spoke last week, you were so red hot on Tombstone. I knew I had to pull a Tombstone tape.
Still into it.
So,
the thing about Johnny Carson being better than Jay Leno as an interviewer, Johnny would let the guest go.
Hang back.
And Jay wouldn't. So I mean that's what I'm being Jay when I do that thing about Tombstone. Just let the wonderful clip at the end.
You caught yourself.
Yeah.
One of the great moments in that movie is when the shootout between Johnny Ringo and Doc Holliday. And I'm obsessing on Tombstone for some silly reason. I don't know. Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. It is indeed great to be back. Thanks to Rob and Oscar for covering for me more than they ever probably anticipated they would have to. I woke up on probably had a mild cold symptoms ever since I came back from the little vacay, and then had a colonoscopy last week too.
For pleasure.
On Tuesday afternoon. It was a weird week, a very, very weird week, and I had you've got the Purell.
That's breaking news, and we got the masks.
That's it. Good stuff. And he's the only one that needs to wear a mask. You guys don't need to wear a mask because that'll affect the show. But just give it to him quietly. All right, we're done talking about that. Anyway,
hey, you ask, Mike, you shall receive.
Thank you so much. Well, it's for you guys. I just want to make sure everybody's fine. Look at Rob with his hand out right away with the Purell.
Purell.
Boy, this smells just like that Crown Black.
Yeah, very good. You can drink it.
Okay.
You can eat. Where's Kitty Dukakis when you need her?
Oh, I forgot she did drink rubbing alcohol. That was sad, right?
An oldie but goodie.
Dirk's putting on the mask. I love it.
Dirk, do you really think you need the mask?
No.
He's so bitter. He's so bitter.
No,
Dirk,
I don't,
I'm not. By the way, you're not required to do anything.
If you all don't take pictures of this, and I'm talking about the control room,
right?
Please, we're not doing our job. Take a picture of the man sitting in.
Hey, but you know what? Now that he's wearing the mask, he could be any listener.
So, last week was the health week, and I will tell you that it was so. I knew because of the scheduling that my doc wanted me to get this done as soon as I got back from my vacation. So
Doc
I scheduled
Holliday,
it for
right?
Tuesday.
It's your doctor?
Doc Holliday. And everything went fine. Everything went great. And the night before, which was Monday night, I said, I got a little coldy. And I was feeling coldy enough where I called the butt doc and said, I'm feeling a little under the weather. And they said, do you have a fever? I said, no, I don't have a fever. So go ahead, get your colonoscopy, come in there and do that. And then I got it done. And that was Tuesday. Then Wednesday, we had a very good show, came in here, did a fine show, had a lot of fun, went out, hung out with my buddies all afternoon, hit the little white egg. And, I felt coldy, but the same way I had.
Right.
I woke up Thursday morning and I realized shortly thereafter, I've never had in any kind of recent memory, the classic flu, which is which you read about, you hear it on the news, you hear it takes people out.
Yeah.
You hear people, kids die because of it. You hear all this stuff. I always thought in my mind that the flu was a really, really, really bad cold. I thought that the flu was, chest congestion, which it has, sinus congestion. I did not know what the real deal was.
I always associated
with
the flu with fever and usually vomiting. That's what I thought were the symptoms.
I always thought it was kind of like a really severe, chest cold. That's what I thought, because that's what I thought. Pneumonia, that type of thing kills people.
I always thought about the flu with the classic Dancing in the Rain, right? So when that movie was made, everybody got the flu because they were cold out there.
Singing in the rain,
Were they dancing, though, too? Let's be honest.
Singing
Were they
in the
singing?
Rain is the movie.
All I remember is them jumping off.
What's he doing?
He's ruining the show, Mike. That's what he's doing. He's making your first segment look like classic radio.
Welcome back.
Okay. So I wake up Thursday.
Dancing in the Rain.
Dancing in the Rain. That classic Gene Kelly art film.
Hey, you know what's a
Dancing in the
good
Rain.
song by Bruce Springsteen? Singing in the Dark.
Singing in the Dark. Right. So I woke up Thursday morning.
Hope they had their galoshes on.
Oh, good heavens.
I normally get up at about 6:30 with the little guy, and I think I probably slept straight through. In the middle of the night, at about 2:00 in the morning, I wake up, and that's when I've had the chills before, but I never had them like this. And where I go to pee, and I am sitting there just going, and it takes me a little while to get. To make a long story short, woke up Thursday morning and got out of bed, sat on the end of the bed, walked 5 steps out into the living room, laid down on the couch, and did I text you? Did I call you?
You texted me. It was about 7:30-ish, and I was driving, so I couldn't text you back. Obviously, you were not well, but I didn't have the option of texting, so I called you. And when
it's kind of fun when I go back and look at our big thread with
I was looking at the text
Pony,
as well,
Oscar,
like how it all
Rob, and
went
Maddie
down.
on it.
Dark, you can take the mask off. You're scaring me, please.
And when
I need to see you breathe.
I think it's hampering his airflow.
At this point, I was like, the man's about to pass out.
But when I spoke to you, you really sounded like you were doing a character. You were so beat up. You were in bad shape.
Said 7:38 Thursday. Sorry, folks. 101.3 fever this morning. I'm toast. Heading out to urgent care. Sorry. Please pass along to freights. Then Rob and I go back and forth. So that's when it was. I have never, ever, this is what I told somebody. Shortly thereafter, Carla calls the doctor and gets me in at 10 o'clock in the morning that Thursday. Mm-hmm. I remember feeling depressed about that simply because I didn't want to go to the doctor. I wanted to be in bed. I didn't want to get out of the bed. I didn't want to get out of the car. She was so frustrated with me. We get to the doctor's office. I'm sitting in the car, and she says, Mike, you have to get out. I'm like, yeah, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. And then I go into the doctor's office, which I like to call the March of the Living Dead.
Oh, dear.
My particular doctor, because it's down here in Southwest Florida, and I'm trying to be pleasant, and all I'm being is matter of fact. Mike O'Mara at 10 o'clock with the physician's assistant, Jesse. And I sit, and I do not speak.
By the way, that's pretty good to get in just a little over 2 hours.
That's their thing. They have it's a doctor's office / they see you when
right
they,
away. Okay,
a
walk-in clinic. Yeah,
it's good that way. It's kind of like a free clinic.
It is.
If you want to talk about the medical care I get down here, my doctor's office.
Is it like an urgent care place?
Yeah, but it's Florida, so it's not so urgent.
It's not really sure.
Relaxed care.
If you can make it in.
Yeah, if you can make it. And also, were you able to get your methadone while you were there?
Yes, I was. Yeah, it was fantastic. It's not like it's a doctor's office. It's where my doctor is, but it's kind of also, come on in. You know what I mean? It's just all sorts of people.
And
they've got inventory.
And they change oil.
Slide through.
It's great.
Right.
I got you.
Even in my depleted condition, I looked up at this one guy. I'm like, I said, if you walk any slower, you're going to be going backwards. But I didn't say that to him. I didn't.
So you had a little comedy on your mind. See, that's
we
good.
get there 10 of 10. 10 of 10. We get there. I make it up there. I'm just. I've never felt this way. I've never felt this overarching ache where the whole body, especially right around the noggin, just feels like you don't want to even pick your head up. So I'm waiting, and it's 10, and then it's 10:05, then it's 10:15, then it's 10:20, and it's about 10:30. So I'm in there about 45 minutes before I finally get seen, and I start to bitch. I start to bitch, like under my breath bitching, right next to, and Carla's with me the whole time. She said, you please just stop it. I said, they were here after we were. They were here.
It's a competition now.
I'm just like, let me just get in and out and diagnosed. And so then we finally see the nursey wonder who comes out and says hello, and she's fine. They're all, the greetings the same. And I'm not, I'm not being rude. I'm not being overly pleasant. I want to get this done with. And then, when here's the line of demarcation. There's a thing with the nurse. All I want to know is, do I have something? Can I get something? Can I get me out of there?
Right.
And in my opinion, as far as somebody who's in the healthcare world that's dealing with people, I have a little tell about bad nurses. All right. A bad nurse, and I've dealt with medical professionals, as everybody on this show knows.
Sure.
A bad nurse will not tell you your temperature. It's a power trip.
Yeah.
They keep the information to themselves.
You're right.
I'm only in that office because I got this fever and I feel like I got hit by a train. That's it. I'm just trying to find out. So she comes in and she does the thing where she does two things to me. She goes, all right, let's take your temperature. All right. Okay. And she walks over. I said, don't do that. I said, don't. No, I want to know my temperature.
Did you say don't do that?
I said, it's 99.5. And she was pissed because she wanted to keep that to herself.
Right.
She wants to keep that to herself because she doesn't like people. Right.
Yeah.
And she said, we're going to test you for flu. And then the nurse practitioner, physician's assistant, one of those people, will be in to see you in about 10 minutes when the test comes through. The test comes through.
That is the longest 10 minutes of your life, and you're forced to sit on the table with the wax paper on it, right?
Yes. She actually let me sit in the chair,
which
was fine.
That's good.
But the second thing, okay, another little thing for doctors, all right? Good ones do it. I've had good ones. I've had bad ones. Good ones do it. Here's what you do. You close the door behind you, and you come back into the door, just a little...
Yeah,
here we're coming in.
Courtesy knock. Yeah,
it's not like you're going to be fornicating on the floor or anything like that. But the bad one, she's not going to do that. No, she's just going to fling open the door and do that.
Right,
and then she brings her little swabs that she's going to shove up my nose.
That's always fun
for the flu. And she says she gets done and she jams one of these things up, and I'm looking at her. She pulls it and she goes, "You didn't flinch." That's it. That was her comment to me. You did, and I really wanted to say, "Well, biatch, I'm sorry I didn't disappoint you. I'm sorry I didn't go with knock my head back into the thing." Right. And I'm just, this lady is not. She's not overtly rude. She's not heinous. Yeah. She's not mean like Ballbricker. She's not. It's just she's pissing me off because I'm sick and I don't have anything to do with her. They come back in 10 minutes later. The lady says to me, "You have flu strain A." And this lady,
what does that mean?
It means there is an A strain and a B strain. The way I don't know. I didn't read about it. I don't know how long I'm contagious. And also, I don't know what the hell's going on. The hell with it. Just give me the drugs and let me do it. Tamiflu, I guess, is what I took.
Did you have a flu shot this year?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, that's what I was wondering about.
So many people ask me that. We did promotions with flu shots.
Yeah.
In our line of work, it is an absolute cost of doing business to get a flu shot.
Not a big deal.
Every drugstore in the world offers flu shot.
Sure.
There's no excuse not to get a flu shot. I guess whatever strain this is missed my little flu shot protection.
Well, they have to do like a predictive vaccine. They have to try to guess what's going to be the dominant strain, and they oftentimes miss it. But they do say that it shortens it. It shortens the duration of it. And considering you were able, you're back in on Monday,
Rob
maybe it did help you.
He thought you were going to be out most of this week.
I did. I mean,
did you really?
Yeah, because a lot of times it's a 7-8 day thing.
And
that's what they told me.
I agreed with him because I said, well, if it's really sick and it's the first time you're getting it, I thought he's going to be out for at least 7 days.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I didn't know you got the Tamiflu because when I got the flu a couple years ago, I was able to get the Tamiflu in time, and that changed the entire process of the flu.
Yeah, the Tamiflu does work.
I'm thinking based on being here today that hopefully that's the case. So we'll anyway to this nurse. You knock on the door.
You look great, Mike. Though
you don't. Well, I'm also sporting the I didn't go with the shaving, and we're going to see how long I go with the Ernest Hemingway beard. And I might stay with it. I might not.
Distinguished.
You can't really see it on the camera. That's because it's almost translucent. But we'll see what happens. It is great to be back. But as
Mike,
far as
under lighting, it sort of glows.
Nurses out there, if you're working in a doctor's office, let me just tell you this, all right? Knock on the door when you're coming in there because the doctors do it. Why don't you do it? And tell people their temperature. If you're getting your temperature taken, tell them what it is.
Yeah.
Don't just
nurse.
go, I've got the information. Power trip.
Yeah.
We'll take a break and we'll come back with more fun on the Mike O'Mara Show because it was the Oscars last night. Yes, I did stay up and watch the whole thing. Yeah, because that's what you do when you're deathly ill. I'll be right back.
In these divisive times, it's hard to find common ground. It's difficult to concur, which is why there is such value to calm, collected political discourse. This is why we need Political Persuasions. Mike O'Mara.
You don't f***ing understand that we're in a world of shit
right now. Chris Freites. Yeah, I'm not going to let it happen. Cool, considerate men.
You want to yell? I'll fucking yell, asshole.
Yell.
Because
And never clouding their judgment with the fog of emotion.
You know why you can't?
Because there's nobody.
Why don't you let me talk?
O'Mara. Might pretend that you're objective, but you're not really objective.
I let you run on and blah, blah, blah. I don't interrupt your red-faced rants, and then I try to say three words. And
talking the issues of today.
Are you going to let me finish a sentence today?
Find it on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. Political Persuasions, quietly changing the world.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Hey, we look forward to Political Persuasions this week because it'll be the day after the Michael Cohen testimony, so we'll have a lot to talk about. This segment of the program brought to you by Zappos. We are thrilled to remind you that our partnership with Zappos continues. Zappos.com offers all of the latest and greatest footwear, apparel, handbags, and accessories. And thanks to over 1,000 trusted brand names, Zappos.com is available to help millions of customers create a long-lasting wardrobe that they love. Hey, get on the stick with this because our listeners are really enjoying this relationship we have with Zappos. You'll love it too. Our partnership is built on listener support, so when you need footwear, apparel, basically anything that covers your epidermis, please think Zappos first. You'll love their legendary customer service. There is none better. And for a limited time, Zappos.com is offering all of their TMOS friends 15% off their purchase by using the code TMOS at checkout. You shop, you save, you support. As always, Zappos.com provides fast, free shipping, free and easy returns, 24/7 friendly customer service, and a 365-day return policy. Remember, Zappos.com and the TMOS code for 15% off. This is a limited time offer, so act now. Thanks to Zappos.com. There's never been a better time to look your best. Thank you, Zappos. We're excited about that relationship. Good people out there, based in Las Vegas, Nevada. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Yes, it was Oscars night last night. We have a little bit about it in news you may not need, but I think overall, pretty good reviews on the host-free evening.
Oh, yeah.
I learned something last night that you don't get home until a little after 9:15, 9:20, you can watch a 3-hour show in an hour and a half, and it's much better.
Yeah,
I did it using the magic of the DVR. And, I mean, commercials are one thing, but also acceptance speeches you don't care about, zip right through that.
Yep, but
I love that. That's why I like watching it DVR. I didn't do it last night, but I usually do.
The no host, and I think, Mike, you got the perspective I did where you watched it live, and it just flew by because the hosts, they weren't being showcased. The presenters weren't being showcased.
Yeah.
So I'd rather see more of the acceptance speeches than the hosts making it all about themselves.
Yeah, and there was some really fun, spontaneous stuff that I enjoyed. I'm a fan of the Green Book. I think I hipped our listeners to it.
You did, as a matter of fact.
When I went to see it, and it really is.
You're absolutely
it's really
right.
just.
Great movie.
And I guess that that this movie is being slammed in certain quarters. I'm not sure. You cannot please a lot of people.
Can't please everybody.
You know. I'm not sure how far you go. I only look at it this way. The movie, I walked out of the movie going, this is what it really is all about. It's just people trying to understand each other. People that might hate each other that need to understand it. That's the message of the movie.
Yeah, that's the theme.
I'm not going to get deeper into it than that. And Mahershala Ali was... I love him in True Detective. I love him in this movie. Second Oscar for him in 2 years. 2 years in a row he's won the Oscar. Viggo Mortensen really just did a great job. So I think that kind of a surprise. I didn't expect it was going to win Best Picture, and it did. And there was just a lot of good stuff. A lot of good, warm, fun stuff happened at the Oscars. It was one of those rare Oscar telecasts where it didn't drag.
It didn't take itself too seriously.
I watched it in real time, and it didn't take itself too seriously. It was really. I thought the whole evening was kind of cool. I hate the people that don't have their act together, and they're known for it. I forgot what they were, but there were three people.
Can I play one quick clip? I think it's what you're describing.
Okay.
It was it was for hair and makeup for Vice. And 3 people came up, and for some reason, they were inexplicably sharing the same list.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it even starts out with the guy looking at his co-winner and saying, "Oh, you're here?" Like he didn't expect her to come up with him.
They were so completely unprepared.
Yeah.
By the way, that's the movie I am running out to the theater to see because I got to see Vice. Did you see it, Oscar?
Yeah.
Did you see Vice?
Vice I have not seen. I have not seen Vice.
I mean, that's the one on my list. I want to go see that movie.
With Christian Bale? No,
but these, you have the clip of this?
And also, Sam Rockwell, does he ever look the same?
No,
how many Sam Rockwells are there? Because the guy that came out and presented last night looked like an evil professor, and then they go to clips from Vice and he looks just like George W. Bush. And remember, he was also Chuck Barris. I mean, he looks like everybody except himself.
Last night I saw enough clips of Christian Bale as Dick Cheney that I got to go see this movie because I think he really captured him a little bit. But these people win for makeup.
Yes.
And this wins the all-time award ceremony award for not having your act together when you go. Do you have the clip? Is it a lengthy clip? Because
it's just, I got it in just under a minute, I think. It's worth listening
to. Let's listen. These, when you win an award, be prepared what to do. They were
for achievement in makeup.
Oh, you're here. Go ahead.
That's you. Please read that.
No, I already did.
Oh,
go ahead.
Plan B, Gary Sanchez.
The voting Academy members and our fellow nominees from the UK and Sweden. Thank you.
Christian Bale,
a key point when you know you're screwing up is when the audience doesn't know when to clap. if the I mean, and this is a trained audience, they don't know what they're doing.
You're fantastic. You're so great to work with and create with and everything. Thank you.
Amy Adams, thank you for bringing us up to your level of commitment.
Sam Rockwell and the 150 other SAG members. Great job.
Susan Matheson.
Jeff Waxman and
Jennifer
Matloff.
Our DP, Greg Fraser.
Thank you for playing the music. Roll them off.
And Paula Williams, Jamie Kellman, Adrian Moreau, Wesley Wofford, Christina Waltz.
Then they all get focused.
Chris Gallagher.
Kenny Myers. Eric Horn, Brian Wade.
You know, guys.
Can you imagine being the person that gets to pull the fader up on the band? How great a feeling that must be. God, that would be great.
What do you think, though, what happened? I would say that everybody there was like, we should all get a chance to talk if we win. If we win, we should all get a chance to talk.
Well, they did. They did, and then they squandered it.
I get it.
Squandered
But this is a moment where someone...
It's such a perfect word for it.
Someone within the trio says, look, the moment is too big for us. We're not used to this. I nominate one of you to just do this, and then we can say hi to our fans real quick, and we're done.
Other people do that.
Right?
Other people prepare if they're going to go up as a group. They prepare exactly who's going to. They do that.
I have a different take on it.
It's not egomania to do that because you prepare. In case you win, there is a bit of, with the nomination comes just a little bit of responsibility.
I have a different take. I think the two women said to the guy, go make a list of names. Make a list of names. And he didn't make 3. And so they all had to share his list. Because why wouldn't they all have at least a card with something of a name? They say, well, are you going to thank Frank Waxman? I'm going to thank Frank Waxman. Let's get together and figure out who thanks Frank Waxman.
They didn't tell one of them the right date because they hated her. And then when she showed up, he was like, oh, no, you're here.
They did. That's right. It's so maddening. As viewers out there, we want to see the stars. We want to see the entertainment. And we're watching people who we don't care about anyway because they're so far behind the scenes. That was a primer right there. Not a primer. That was a textbook example of why it should be confined. The national television portion of it should be confined to people that are on camera, that Americans can relate to instead of this circle jerk of people, everybody in the industry.
And you know what? They could do a lovely 2-minute recap package if they gave the technical awards with the other technical awards the night before. And they could make them look dynamite. They could make them look glib and wonderful.
They transform Christian Bale. It's absolutely true, but just have your... and really, the clip that Rob had, Rob, would you agree that when you actually saw what they did last night, it was even more
uncomfortable? Yeah, even more uncomfortable. I agree.
Olivia Colman, the winner for The Favorite.
That was a great
What
speech.
a great speech. Really
That's
made
the
my
best
night.
speech
Made
of
my
the night.
Would you like
when
to
I
hear
talked
that?
about,
I have that.
it had moments. This is now everybody thought Glenn Close was going to win for The Wife, and I feel for Glenn Close because I think 8 nominations.
Hey, living up to her name.
Close. Is that your own?
I just made it up.
That's pretty good.
Here's Olivia Colman.
I come close, but no cigar.
This is actually her speech compressed a little bit, but I left in some of my favorite moments for Olivia Colman.
All right, hold on. Now the favorite was she played Queen Anne, this like scattered, sickly queen of England, and nobody, and I mean nobody, including her, expected this victory for Best Actress in The Favorite. And it was one of the most spontaneous speeches I've ever heard. It was wonderful to watch. It really was.
Oh, it's genuinely quite stressful. This is hilarious. To be in this category with these extraordinary women, and Glenn Close, you've been my idol for so long, and this is not how I wanted it to be, and I think you're amazing. I love you very much. This is not going to happen again.
It's not.
I used to work as a cleaner, and I loved that job. I did spend quite a lot of my time imagining this. Oh, please wrap up. Right, okay. And
so congratulations to her. How did you feel when they brought out Mike Myers and Dana Carvey? I thought that was a pretty fun way for them to bring on the nomination for Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah,
I thought that was nice.
A lot of the moments there, it just flowed. I don't have.
Mike Myers,
I'm not going to throw credit.
Something's up.
Oh, he's heavy.
Like something happened. I
thought he was in the makeup for that game show he hosted last summer.
Some bad prosthetics. I don't know if that was actually his face. I don't know what was happening.
He looked different. He really did.
Well, Mike Myers, isn't Mike Myers in Hollywood circles known as, very funny on camera, but also extraordinarily difficult to work with? So you never really know what's going on with Mike Myers anywhere. And Dana Carvey, they reprised the Wayne's World thing.
Dana Carvey looks like Dana Carvey.
It looks like withered Dana Carvey.
Mike
like they forgot to water. They forgot to water him.
Oh, come on!
We got to take a break. We got to take a break. That's the Oscars, and there they are.
No host. No host. I think works.
No host, and I thought overall, pretty interesting night. And I usually slam award shows. I'm not doing it.
Gaga and Cooper, banging or not banging?
Not banging.
I thought they were going to make out, man.
I was watching for that. I really did. No, that's the acting.
That's what I thought. I thought it was acting.
Shannon looked at me and was like, "Why don't you ever look at me like that?" And I'm like,
right. Here's the thing.
You don't play the piano.
Is you're not Lady Gaga?
I don't hope this is not considered sexist.
Yes.
I think he could if he wanted to.
Oh.
I think he's choosing the little model down in the front row.
Oh, she was probably seething.
It wouldn't be cool. Yes, thank you. I got it. We'll take a break. Come back with more fun on the Mike O'Mara.
He's cheating on me. I'm not.
Hello, this is internet sensation Toddy Abedje. Do you stare at your computer all day? Well,
Miss
at
you,
least
man.
it's better than staring at Santana Moss. Face it,
Comes in on Thursdays now.
So, if you're staring at your computer anyway, you might as well be staring at the Mike O'Mara Show YouTube page. Just go to youtube.com/Mike O'Mara Show and click the bell to subscribe to our page. Now, you can see Mike make fun of Rob's big head or laugh at Oscar while he gets his head shaved. So hit up the TMOS YouTube page and watch all of the episodes that your computer-loving mind desires. Or just throw your computer out the window. Because if you're not watching us on YouTube, you're not using your computer for the right things anyway. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Brandless. If you want to shop, you got to shop Brandless. I was surfing Brandless last night, and they've got so much cool food, snack food that is just really cutting edge and such a great value. I didn't know what to pick, and I still haven't made my final decision. And, Carla likes salt and vinegar chips, and they've just got this incredible sea of wonderful snacks there, all at the same price point. I told you I got my kitchen knives from Brandless. Yes. What did you get from Brandless, Rob?
I got a lot of great office supplies, and as I said, I'm a pen snob. And it's great if you can
Oh,
find
they
a
have
pen you
everything.
love
Everything.
for pennies. And it's
They
the
offer
best
better
pens in
options.
the world. Yeah.
They don't do all the marketing stuff, and they offer better options for things you care about. They sell everything, and the website is a thing of beauty. Brandless offers better-for-you items at a better price, shipped directly to you, all without having to leave your home. Plus, Brandless gives back. Every time you check out at Brandless, they donate a meal to somebody facing hunger. This is these social-aware companies that are beginning to realize that that's what has to be done to help their fellow man. Plus, Brandless has millions of meals a year through their partnership with Feeding America, the nation's largest domestic hunger relief organization. Right now, our listeners can receive free shipping on orders of $48 or more at Brandless. Go to brandless.com/TMOS to see our favorites and receive free shipping on orders of $48 or more. Don't wait a second longer. Go to brandless.com/TMOS to see our favorites and receive free shipping on orders of $48 or more. Start enjoying the high-quality products you deserve today. Dirk Vastrick, who's a guest today, sitting in and observing the show. How are you, Dirk? How are you feeling?
Feeling great. This is a terrific opportunity as I'm getting ready to retire in 3 days.
Oh, that's right.
Wow. Congratulations, Mr. Vastrick.
What kind of work were you in? What line of work?
I help people find jobs when they're out of work.
Ah, how nice.
You're a headhunter.
Well, I do headhunting, and then I also teach them how to regain some confidence in themselves, because when you lose your job, it's one of the 3 most stressful times in your life.
Yeah.
And I've been teaching a course now on this for 5 years, and I've got 1,100 graduates out there all over the Spokane, Washington area.
Oh, that's
awesome. You know what? You're the right guy for that job. You're an empathetic guy, and that's boy, I tell you, if I was going through something like that and I needed somebody to help, I wouldn't mind seeing you across the desk. That would be very, very cool. Congratulations on your retirement. So will you head back out to Spokane and then wrap things up at your company? Is that what's going to happen?
Yep, that's it. I've got, if I get the flight out of here, which is questionable with the winds today. But
oh, yeah, Mike, you would not like today. It
really? Definitely Winnie the Pooh and the blustery day here, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, good luck,
crucial. Crosswinds.
Hey, you know what? If they're saying they're not going to fly, tell them I sent you. They'll get that. They'll get that flight.
Michael Mira sent me.
Yeah, that's right. No
hey, maybe
problem.
you'll find a bar in the airport.
Hey, by the way, yes.
Wow. Just to pass time,
So cruel. Nice. You're such a cruel man.
Let's talk about his retirement. When are you gonna drink again, Dirk?
Can I just say this? There was one other, and I don't think I spent enough time talking to Oscar about this, but I have never seen, and I'm kind of bummed that it didn't win Best Picture, believe it or not, because I think it was so trailblazing. I have never seen a better action-adventure superhero Marvel comic movie than Black Panther. I think it's the best one I've ever seen, best storyline I've ever seen, best acting I've ever seen. I'll take the CGI. Even the CGI I thought was pretty cool. But Black Panther, if you want to see a great Marvel comic book movie, I'm not a comic book movie guy, but I love Black Panther.
I think in 5 years, and I steal this idea from a podcast I listened to called Unspooled. And they did, February, they reviewed the current movies leading up to the Oscars. But in 5 or 10 years, I think you're going to still be talking about Black Panther, and you're not going to be talking about The Green Book. I think The Green Book is a great movie in its context, in its time, and it's fine. But I think they're going to realize what Black Panther did. Do you realize that 2 weeks ago they were showing Black Panther for free in theaters just so people could see it? They had made so much money they were just letting people walk into theaters and see it.
Yeah,
because it's
cool
an
movie.
important film.
Yeah,
and,
really
and
cool
I
movie.
think
And
that it's trailblazing.
Movie. I think it was really cool.
Sometimes you don't see the forest for the trees in the present time. I think 5-10 years from now, people are going to really start saying, hey, that's really quite something.
Mike, I'm shocked that you haven't turned off your phone yet, but also...
Sorry about that, pal. Some things never change. My phone didn't have the flu, Oscar. Hi there. I flew.
that you've come, if for you TMOSaholics out there, for those of you that have heard me fight the good fight with Mike about these Marvel movies and him just rail, rightly so in some cases, about the CGI, that you got over that. And that's really why I didn't make a big deal about it when we initially just kind of threw away that you love Black Panther. It wasn't because I didn't agree with you. It was more because I didn't want to mess with the process that you just enjoyed the movie without breaking into the plot, the subtext within the actual movie.
It's a beautiful message movie at the end, and I really enjoyed that. And I think that even when you've got all the special effects and all the wonderful computer-generated images, I think you got to remember that you got a power there, and you can use it. And it's like using that wonderful CGI superhero Marvel power for good. That's the way I looked at it.
Is part of it that the CGI has gotten so good? Because if you go back to, say, a movie that I remember was laughably bad, like Air Force One, where you could almost see through Harrison Ford in some of the shots because they weren't quite matched up right. It really that CGI took you out of it.
No, it's not that, Rob. It's not that the CGI is good. It's that they incorporated into this style of movie making a really good plot. That's it. And I'd love to see more, and I know you probably would too. You'd like these movies more if there was a story.
Storytelling.
If there was
that's
a
what
better
I love.
story, that's what I'd like. So, not a bad night for the movies. That's kind of where we are with it. I mean, I was pretty happy going away.
Have you seen that movie?
I saw Black Klansman. I saw The Favorite. I saw Eternity's Gate.
Ooh.
I see everything. I try to see everything.
Van
Eternity's Gate
Gogh
was
film, right?
kind of, pardon the pun, an artsy picture about Vincent Van Gogh. They all have merit. They all have merit.
What was the book with Melissa McCarthy? I mean, the movie about her forging authors' personal letters that she was up for Best Actress.
Can you ever forgive me?
Yes, I watched that movie.
Can you ever forgive me?
How is she in that?
She is.
It's a great
She's
story.
despicable. She's a despicable character.
But as an actress, like you forget it's Melissa McCarthy.
She did a great job. She is forget. And by the way, also, I'm not the Will Ferrell put on a silly costume moment. Normally doesn't do it, but when she came out, Melissa McCarthy for Best Costume Design, and she came out with the stuffed bunny rabbits on her cape.
Yeah,
that to me, I laughed out loud. That
I started
was
mad though.
Spectacularly funny.
I started mad at the fact that she was doing a stunt like that, but then when she started working the puppet, that's when she brought me in. That's when she brought me in.
She comes out, and by the way, if you see The Favorite, the whole thing about Queen Anne in the movie is she's got rabbits all over her chambers in Buckingham Palace or wherever she is, and so the rabbits are part of that. So Melissa McCarthy goes out and she's wearing a cape and she's got stuffed rabbits sewn
hundreds of them.
And then in her right hand she's got a rabbit puppet. and so she's doing that. And the best part was they carry the gag all the way through right till the end where she's opening the envelope, trying to open the envelope with the rabbit puppet. Brilliant. I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
And also great that the director did a close-up of the rabbit while they're both talking. It was so
I thought
great.
The same thing. That's a guy
Smart.
that's on it.
That's a smart
the guy
director.
That gets it.
Yeah.
So you're not going to hear us tear it apart. This and maybe we don't have the whole thing with the host. As a matter of fact, I think that's probably
they might have sealed the deal.
They sealed the deal. Oscars are going to get such positive reviews that you're probably not going to see hosting now. But I still think bringing Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, and oh my God, Maya Rudolph, bringing her out, bringing those three out at the beginning to do a little shtick is worthwhile. Yeah. Have somebody funny to get things rolling.
I agree.
So that's it. I got to take another break. Sorry, we're up on another break. But as far as the Oscars are concerned, I give it a solid thumbs up.
Solid production.
And the only movie I haven't seen is Vice. Got to get out there and see. Oh, and I haven't seen If Beale Street Could Talk. I want to see that one too. So lots of good movies, and all in all, not a blemish on it as far as I was concerned. Everybody, we'll take a break. Speaking of blemishes, we'll come back with news you may not need right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
As stand-up comics, Joe, we have some insight into the stand-up comedy world.
It's true. We know some backstories. As a matter of fact, do you know that Louis C.K. used to write for the Chris Rock Show?
Or that Dave Chappelle was from the D.C. area.
Did you know that Howie Mandel was the voice of Gizmo in Gremlins?
And here's one. Ellen DeGeneres, lesbian.
I don't see it.
Rob and Joe Show, new episodes every week. RobandJoeShow.com, iTunes, and on the TMOS app.
For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. So, are you a joy to travel with? Do you roll with the punches? Go with the flow? Or are you fussy? Impatient? Likely to snap at any moment like a dried twig? Are you a certifiable ass brat?
Oh, no.
If you are, maybe you need some more laughter in your life. Ho, ho, ho. More would be better, right? So if you order the bonus show, you'll have more TMOS. More TMOS means more laughter. Choose more, bitches. Remember, the future of our show depends on it, so please buy our thing. Just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click the bonus banner. You'll get access to all our bonus content, and you'll be helping TMOS. So please remember to buy the bonus show and try not to embarrass yourself.
News!
Boo! Ça va pas faire. One of the biggest winners last night was, at the Oscars, women. They won 15 Oscars, which is more than ever before. The previous record for most female wins was 12, which came both in 2007 and 2015. Last year, only 6 women won. Number 2, Roma didn't win Best Picture, but Alfonso Cuarón made history by becoming the first person to take home awards for both Best Director and Best Cinematography. He was already the first to be nominated for both. By the way, Roma is the first black and white movie to win Best Cinematography since Schindler's List in 1993. Amy Adams lost her 6th Oscar nomination and has never won, but Glenn Close doesn't want to hear that. She also lost and now has the record among living actors, 7 nominations without a win. And I just somehow in my mind, I could be totally wrong, but I pictured Glenn Close just really having a snit when she got home.
I heard she went backstage and took that costume with all the rabbits on it and boiled it.
Hey, Fatal Attraction joke.
Question, and I don't know this. Do you get like a certificate or anything for being nominated? Do you get any sort of something proof of it?
I think
you get a gift. You get a tote bag.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got a trophy with a hockey player on it.
You get a plaque to put up.
I would
that you've
think
been
so,
nominated
yeah.
for an Academy Award. It's a big deal.
You need to make one. A lot of wall space.
So anyway, 7 nominations. She didn't win. Sorry, Glenn Close. Neither of them want to hear this either. Either Amy Adams or Glenn Close, that Mahershala Ali won his 2nd Best Supporting Actor Oscar in 3 years for Green Book. He previously won for Moonlight. He's now 2 for 2 on turning nominations into wins. Only 6 other actors have done it. No actor has gone 3 for 3. Mahershala is the only 2nd African-American actor to win multiple Oscars after Denzel, which is a pretty cool thing.
You know what Glenn Close should get is one of those plaques like they have for Employee of the Week, where it has up here, it says Oscar nominated, and there's like 12 little brass plaques under it, and they can put all the years that she lost.
And she can hang it up in her office.
That's right. She just needs what? She just needs 5 more.
Right next
12.
to William Macy in Fargo. That's my deal here, Wade. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has its first Oscar. Black Panther actually landed 3: Best Costume Design, Best Production Design, and Best Original Score. So there you go. And the last kind of movie-related thing, Holmes and Watson. That's John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell. That was the big winner at the Razzies this weekend with 4 wins, including Worst Picture. Melissa McCarthy won Worst Actress for The Happy Time Murders and Life of the Party, but she also got the Redeemer Award for being Oscar nominated in Can You Ever Forgive Me?
I hope
that is it.
John C. Reilly knows not to cut ties with Will Ferrell, because the worst movie he made all year was with him, and that he's probably going to be in next year's Academy Awards for Stan and Ollie. So if he partners with better people,
this past year,
no, Stan and Ollie didn't break wide until late in January, so it wasn't in consideration for this year.
Okay. Even when they broke, they didn't break.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Who were Stan and Ollie again?
Right, they were in Dancing in the Rain.
And Laurel. Thank you. Jeez. Unless you're living off the grid, you've got some subscriptions that you're paying for every month, every year, and those really add up. A new survey asked people how much they think spending every month on subscriptions, including cell phone service, how much they think they're spending. The average person estimated around $80. Turns out we're spending about 3 times that. When you actually add it up, the average person is dropping $237 every month on subscriptions. Wow. That includes a lot of little things that add up, like cell phone, cable, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, cloud storage, iCloud, Dropbox, music streaming.
And People Magazine.
People Magazine, yes, sir. By the way, if you're doing regular magazines, you got to do one of our fine sponsors.
Yeah, but also cable alone, I'd kill to pay $230 a month on all my subs. Cable alone costs almost $300.
I would love to, and cable, you know, my cable sucks so bad, it's not worth it. Apparently, there's only one gender that understands the concept of age-appropriate dating.
Ooh.
Hello, Dirk. We've got the results
Isolate
here.
that.
That was awesome.
We've got the results here of a new study that isn't shocking, but still crazy to say out loud. The study found that as women get older, the men they're most attracted to are roughly around the same age. For men, no matter how old they get, hi, I'm Bob Kraft.
Oh, Bob.
No matter how old they get, they're attracted to women between 20 and 24. There is literally no exception. Now, there is one thing that sort of redeems men. When the study asked people who they're most interested in, both men and women named people their own age. So a 40-year-old man might be most attracted to a 20-year-old woman, but if he's looking for anything more out of a relationship, he'll gravitate towards someone his own age. Oh, F it. I'm sorry. It's just a state of mind.
21 to 24 is prime dream killer age, Mike, for women. Where you could be a man on top of your game, say in your mid 40s.
Let me tell you about that age.
21, 24. Two things can happen. One is you fall in love, or two, your whole life falls apart because of the dream killer.
And everybody thought mine was going to be in tatters.
You
that
showed
was
him.
15 years.
You
15
showed
years
him.
ago.
Yeah. Who's a big winner?
Yeah,
Mikey wins.
Mike, to be fair, you met Carla when she was 19.
No, I did not. Thank you very much. And by the way, and she still has plenty of time to kill me. Anyway, and now,
true.
A little something. Did you say I hope? Thank you, Dirk.
He could.
Dirk, you're older than I am. Anyway, and now a little something. We've got a story here. On one hand, it's a hell of a statement that disabled people can do anything if they put their mind to it. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, well, all right, here we go. All right, Michael, let me just a little lecture for myself here.
Yeah, be good, Mike.
This is a time for you to be professional. I will. This is a time for you to be responsible. All right. You know what that means? Yeah, I know what that means. You're already doing it. Okay. Sorry. There's a 23-year-old guy named Rory O'Connor. He lives in Cardiff, Wales. He was born without arms. And he was just in court facing charges for stabbing his dad.
Oh. My God.
I am just come back from the flu virus. All right. I am doing my best.
Can we underscore that you're just back from the flu?
Thank you.
Yeah. And to clarify, no arms. So that means you don't have this or this.
Yes, Oscar. Thank you for the help. They had an argument back in November, and it got physical. Rory's dad apparently poked him with a vacuum cleaner tube, and Rory responded by picking up scissors between his toes and stabbing his dad in the stomach. His dad needed major surgery, but still defended his son in court. He said his son has had a hard life, without arms. And he didn't want the incident to ruin his son's life. The judge must have been sympathetic because he sentenced Rory to 12 months of community service and rehab. If he went to jail, I think it's safe to say he wouldn't get the top bunk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not bad. I'm just
they've got bunk lifts.
Yes.
You know what surprises me about what surprises me the most about that story is up to then he always appeared armless.
Armless. The pun. He had to do it. He had to do it. Yeah.
We wish him the best.
Right. His real name was Rory, not Matt. We'll take a break and come back with the Audio Vault and Rob Spewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hi. This is Tom Brokaw. I like to get my news anywhere I can. That's why I love to listen to the Mike O'Mara Show. And my favorite way to consume it is on Spotify. Because Spotify is young and cool. And I'm young and cool. Just like Chuck Todd. So go to Spotify and search the Mike O'Mara Show. It's the best. Even better than a transistor radio. Or a hula hoop. TMOS on Spotify. I'm Tom Brokaw. And I'm old.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by the TMOS Shopping Center. Hey, let's face it, the last thing you need in your life is the hassle of shopping trips to a big, germ-filled box store. Isn't that right, Dirk?
Absolutely.
Parking sucks, rude people as far as the eye can see, and the second you touch that shopping cart, it's Goodbye, good health, and hello, type A influenza. Boo! Boo!
Boo.
So take the matter into your own hands. Give yourself... take the So take the matter into your own hands. Give yourself the gift of giving and superior health. Just take a virtual trip to the TMOS Shopping Center, your 3-in-1 shopping destination featuring Macy's.com, Target.com, and Walmart.com. When you shop them through our portal, you're supporting the Mike O'Mara Show. Just make sure you access Macy's, Target, and Walmart through the banners on our website. You can't miss them. It costs you nothing but means the world to us. Macy's, Target, Walmart, and TMOS, the quintessential quartet of online shopping excellence. Buy yourself something nice. You deserve it. Let's open up the audio vault for today, Monday, Feb 25. God, February is almost over.
Gone. Almost gone. It's a short month, though.
I didn't mention my daughter's coming down. My oldest is coming down. Yay. Catherine's coming. Hallelujah. Rob, what do you have for us today?
Awkwardness, Mike. I have awkwardness. And I give credit this week to Last Week Tonight, the show on HBO. They found a great montage, or made a great montage, of news anchors laughing when they shouldn't laugh. It's a tough job being a news anchor, right? No. Just keep a straight face, jerk story.
The two elderly men crashed their minivan on their way to the local fair. The driver, 83-year-old James Billingsley, a.k.a. Dimples the Clown.
Their water has been shut off because the state can't pay the bill. IDOT says it's because there's no state budget.
The FSU quarterback will not play in the Peach Bowl because of a family issue. Death in the family is the rumor, Thomas.
Certainly is. You got to love that, though, huh?
Investigators believe a bomb caused the explosion on a plane which has just taken off from the Somali capital of Mogadishu. The blast blew a hole in the side of the plane, and one of the 74 passengers on board was sucked out.
Christine Buzzy Ford testified she was sexually assaulted. Sorry.
As they said, Mike, death in the family. Gotta love that.
That's I would imagine in a lengthy career, if you have a sense of humor, you're going to lose it occasionally.
You got to. Yeah, you do. This is also awkward. Remember performer Ja Rule?
Yes.
Had a lot of hits in the early 2000s. He was booked to play halftime at a Milwaukee Bucks basketball game. Mm-hmm. The theme of the show was 90s, and he really didn't have any hits in the 90s, so it was not a great booking. He had a hit in the late 90s, but one. And also, when he went to his DJ to do his lip sync bit, the music wasn't ready. Also, with the crowd improperly mic'd, this is one of the most cringeworthy halftime moments I've ever heard in my entire life. Here's Ja Rule working the crowd at a Milwaukee Bucks game.
They said this is 90s night, so they brought out a 2000 artist. But my album came out in 99, so I guess that counts. Sanchez, we ready?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Are we ready?
Like the Fire Festival.
Oh, God.
I guess not.
I guess not. So
very good preparation.
Go
there.
Bucks.
That's
And this, if you ever wondered, Mike, what it would sound like if an attractive young lady stood up on the, I guess you would call it the side of a bathtub, where the top is. Yeah, to get her entire outfit in a selfie, and she fell while grabbing the the shower curtain rod to try to stop from falling, but brings it down with her. It's just a brief tape, but you might ask yourself, what might this sound like?
Okay.
If you want to know what it looks like, you can go to our Facebook page. It's pinned to the top of the page. But this is what that selfie sounds like.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm okay.
But the good thing is that you do see in the entire outfit before she falls.
Can I hear it one more time?
You may. Really, the first 4 seconds is what you need there.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
Here we are.
Trivia quiz. Everyone can play. This is an all skate. Name this TV theme.
I got it.
Okay, go.
Yep, 60 minutes.
That's exactly right. It's the first thing to 60 minutes. I'll give you a hint, Mike. initially, when you hear it on TV, it would have Rod Roddy talking over it because he was the announcer on this game show.
Oh, do you know what the Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos, said about 60 Minutes?
What?
It's a waste of a half hour.
Oh, what a dummy!
I swear to God, in New Yorker.
That's a
in
quote?
New York Magazine. Yeah, a quote. Oh,
she's great.
Yep.
Anyway, the answer we're looking for: press your luck.
I don't remember
that's
that.
the whammy.
The game show hosted by Peter Tamarkin with the whammy.
That's where no whammies comes from.
And also, perhaps best known because someone figured out the pre-computerized pattern of the board and won millions and millions and billions of dollars or whatever.
Billions?
But he actually figured out the pattern so he knew when to stop. He was one of the first people to legally beat the system.
Is that why they shut down the game?
I think they shut down the game because it sucked.
Okay.
But what happened is ABC is bringing back Press Your Luck, obviously without the late Peter Tamarkin and without the late Rod Roddy. So watch your local ABC affiliates for the return of that game show. I'd like to see them update it. And you know what? Maybe the whammy will be more realistic with this better CGI we have now.
Yeah, and by the way, some kind of big Tournament of Champions Jeopardy thing. I was under the weather, so I didn't catch up, but Carlos saw them and didn't save them for me. Hello,
what?
I'm Michael O'Mara, and I've come off an illness. I'm limping to the finish line.
My father
so
said,
much stream of consciousness.
Yes,
that was really.
You got to let it go, Mike.
I
sorry.
Want to go back to the Brothers show where I try to do the tombstone scene again? Jesus Christ.
How are they going to lose it?
How are they going to lose it?
All right, I close with this. I don't think I've ever closed with the Mike O'Mara Show 911 call of the week. This is maybe my favorite 911 call ever. This is from Minnesota. Remember, friends, if you leave your cell phone at home and for some reason it's in emergency mode,
yes,
every time your dog nudges it, it's going to call 911.
All right.
So in Minnesota, this phone number called 911 16 times in one day.
Oh, no.
And this is what it sounded like on the other end.
911, what's the address of the emergency? Hello? Hello, 911?
16 times.
16 times the dog called 911.
Yeah, and still no one fed him. That's your Magic Audio Vault. Welcome back, Mike. Have a great Monday, everybody.
Oh, another one in the can. Dirk, did you have a good time, even though you're feeling a little under the weather today?
I am just having a blast. This is great.
Wonderful. It's great to have you here, and safe travels back. Hope they let you out, but certainly don't force the issue. Yes, Oscar, did you want to say something?
I feel stuffed up already.
Yeah.
It's hitting me.
I feel a little clammy.
Okay, you got something to drink.
Very good. Thanks for joining us for another riveting episode of the Mike O'Mara Show. If you have a message you'd like to hear on our Tuesday mailbag, send it to Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Nurses in doctors' offices all over the United States, please share the temperature that you take on your patient.
Amen, brother.
It's important, okay? You're certainly liberal with that blood pressure information, okay? You know, when you say to me, hey, you look like a temperature, a thermometer with the mercury ready to burst out. Thank you very much. Remember the TMOS bonus show and all that. For Oscar Santana and Stream of Consciousness, Mike O'Mara and Rob Spiewak, this is Mike O'Mara thanking you for your... I thought I did fine during the body of the show.
Fine.
Somehow I've lost it right here at the end.
High A.
Thank you for your continued amazing support. I'm your Huckleberry. So long, everybody.
Carla, save the Jeopardies.
Ciao, ciao.
I'm just getting some ranch.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
To defile myself.
Goodbye, Duty.